Did you know that in some countries something as simple as chewing gum could actually get you fined? That's right, imagine just popping a piece of gum in your mouth and suddenly, you're breaking the law. In places like Singapore, chewing gum is strictly regulated and getting caught can mean a hefty penalty. It's not just about keeping the streets clean, it's a real law that's enforced every day. Or how about this? Did you ever think that flushing a toilet at night might be illegal? In Switzerland, some apartment buildings have rules against flushing after a certain hour, all in the name of keeping things quiet for the neighbors. It sounds wild, but it's a real regulation that people actually have to follow, even if nature calls in the middle of the night. These aren't just urban legends or internet rumors, these are actual rules that people live with every single day. From the moment they wake up to the time they go to bed, these laws shape daily life in ways you might never expect. We're talking about laws so strange, so out of the box, you'll honestly wonder how anyone ever thought them up in the first place. Some of these rules are so quirky, they sound like something out of a comedy sketch, but they're 100% real. From what you're allowed to name your baby to the way you carry your groceries home, governments around the world have come up with some of the most bizarre and unexpected regulations you can imagine. Sometimes these laws are meant to protect people, but other times they just leave everyone scratching their heads. Today, we're taking you on a journey across the globe to uncover the weirdest, strangest, and most unbelievable laws that are still on the books. You'll be amazed at just how creative, and sometimes confusing, lawmakers can be. We're counting down the top 10 laws that will make you question everything you thought you knew about rules and regulations. Get ready to be surprised, amused, and maybe even a little bit shocked. Some of these are so ridiculous you won't believe they're real until you see the proof for yourself. So buckle up because we're about to dive into a world where the law is truly stranger than fiction. Let's get started. First up, Singapore, often hailed as one of the cleanest and most orderly cities in the world, where spotless streets and gleaming skyscrapers are the norm. But have you ever wondered how Singapore manages to stay so immaculately clean, even in the busiest urban areas? Well, a big part of the answer lies in a unique and strict law, a total ban on chewing gum. That's right. Chewing gum is not just frowned upon here, it's actually illegal. In Singapore, it's against the law to import or sell chewing gum. And even bringing your own pack from abroad is heavily restricted. Customs officers are on the lookout, and travelers are often surprised to learn that their favorite minty treat could land them in trouble. The only exception to this rule is for therapeutic or nicotine gum, which you can only get from a pharmacy with a doctor's prescription. So, if you're trying to quit smoking, you're in luck, but you'll still need official approval. This unusual law dates back to 1992, when vandals used chewing gum to jam train doors, causing major delays and chaos on the city's brand new subway system. The government decided enough was enough. Instead of just putting up warning signs or increasing fines, Singapore's leaders took a bold step and banned gum completely. Their goal? To keep public spaces pristine and free from sticky messes that are so common in other cities. The result is clear. Singapore's streets are famously clean, and you won't find gum stuck under tables or on sidewalks. But this comes at a cost. A serious crackdown on a tiny freedom most of us take for granted. So, if you're planning a visit, make sure to leave your gum at home. Bringing it in could mean facing a hefty fine, or even a stern warning from customs officials. In the end, Singapore's war on chewing gum shows that sometimes the world's cleanest cities have the stickiest and strictest rules to keep them that way. Next, let's travel to Switzerland, a country renowned for its breathtaking mountains, world-class chocolate, and believe it or not, some of the strictest toilet rules you'll ever encounter. While you might expect quirky customs in a place famous for precision and order, this one might just surprise you. In many Swiss apartment buildings, it's actually against the rules to flush your toilet after 10 p.m. Yes, you heard that right. Late-night flushing is a big no-no in lots of residential buildings across the country. This isn't a national law passed by the government, but it's a very common and strictly enforced building regulation. Landlords and building managers take these rules seriously, and they're often posted right in the lobby or on your apartment door. The main reason behind this unusual rule? Noise. The Swiss are famous for valuing peace and quiet, especially during nighttime hours when everyone is trying to rest. In older buildings, the plumbing can be surprisingly loud. A single flush can echo through the pipes and disturb neighbors, especially in the stillness of the night. To avoid this, flushing is off limits during quiet hours. Residents have learned to plan their bathroom breaks accordingly. It might sound awkward or inconvenient, but for many Swiss people, it's just a normal part of daily life. Some even set reminders to use the bathroom before quiet hours begin. Ultimately, it's all about respecting your neighbor's right to a peaceful night's sleep. In Switzerland, being a good neighbor means keeping things as quiet as possible after dark. Believe it or not, in Switzerland, even a simple toilet flush can be seen as a declaration of war on tranquility. The sound of rushing water at midnight is enough to ruffle feathers and spark complaints. So, before you reach for that flush handle, make sure you've checked the house rules. Otherwise, you could risk a fine, or worse, a very unhappy neighbor knocking on your door in the middle of the night. In Switzerland, quiet is king, even in the bathroom. So next time you visit, remember, when in doubt, wait it out. Capri, Italy, a paradise where your flip-flops could get you fined. On this island, it's illegal to wear noisy sandals like flip-flops or wooden clogs. The reason? Locals want to preserve the island's peaceful atmosphere, especially during tourist season. The repetitive slap of thousands of flip-flops was considered noise pollution, so the government banned them to protect the island's serenity. If you visit, pack quiet shoes, or risk a fine for disturbing the peace. In Capri, even your footwear is part of the law. Sometimes, silence really is golden. In parts of Arizona, USA, there's a law that makes it illegal to sing in public while wearing suspenders. You can sing, you can wear suspenders, but not both at once. No one's sure why this law exists, maybe an old attempt to control street performers or just a quirky bit of history. It's a classic zombie law, still on the books but never enforced. The origin is a mystery, but it's a hilarious reminder of how strange laws can get. So, if you're ever in Arizona, maybe leave the suspenders at home if you feel like singing. Sometimes the weirdest laws are the ones nobody remembers. Suspenders and show tunes, not in Arizona. In Victoria, Australia, it's illegal to own more than 50 kilograms, about 110 pounds, of bees without a permit. That's roughly 500,000 bees. The law isn't for backyard hobbyists, it's to regulate large-scale beekeeping. The goal? Prevent disease outbreaks that could devastate bee populations in agriculture. By requiring permits, the government can track big apiaries and respond quickly to threats. It sounds bizarre, but it's all about protecting the ecosystem. Still, imagine having to weigh your bees to stay legal. Only in Australia could bee math be a legal issue. In some Canadian towns, it's illegal to walk down the street with a giant stuffed bear, not a teddy bear, think life-sized carnival prize. The law's origins? Public safety. Giant plush toys can block sidewalks and cause chaos. Another theory, people might mistake a huge stuffed bear for a real one, causing panic. It's a zombie law, rarely enforced but still technically on the books. The image of someone sneaking home with a giant bear is hilarious. Sometimes lawmakers really do plan for every possible scenario. In Canada, even your carnival prizes might need a permit. In Denmark, you can't just name your baby anything you want. There's an official list of about 7,000 approved names. Anything else needs special permission. The law is meant to protect kids from odd or embarrassing names. Names like Pluto, Monkey, or McDonald, all rejected. To get a unique name approved, parents must apply and have it reviewed by a government department. It's about social protection, putting the child's well-being above parental freedom. In Denmark, naming your child is a community affair, so if you want to name your kid Superstar, you'll have to do it elsewhere. In France, bread is so important that there was once a law regulating when bakers could take vacation. In Paris, half the city's bakeries had to stay open during summer, so no one went without a baguette. The law dates back to the French Revolution, when bread shortages caused riots. Bakers had to coordinate vacations to keep fresh bread available at all times. Though the law was relaxed in 2015, the tradition continues out of civic duty. In France, a day without good bread is unthinkable. It's a delicious example of culture-shaping law. Only in France could bread be a matter of public order. In the UK, it's illegal to enter Parliament wearing a suit of armor. This law dates back to 1313, when nobles would show up armed to intimidate rivals. King Edward II banned armor to keep Parliament a place for debate, not battle. The law is still technically in effect today, though no one's tried to test it in centuries. It's a quirky relic of medieval politics, reminding us how far democracy has come. The idea: settle disputes with words, not swords. So, if you ever tour Parliament, leave your chainmail at home. Some traditions are just too heavy to carry on. In Japan, the Metabo law requires annual waistline checks for people aged 40 to 74. There's a maximum waist size, 33.5 inches for men, 35.4 for women. If you're over the limit, you're not fined, but you may have to attend health counseling. The real pressure is on companies and local governments to keep obesity rates down. The goal: prevent metabolic syndrome and reduce healthcare costs. It's one of the world's most ambitious public health policies. Not a fat tax, but a strong nudge toward healthier living. In Japan, even your waistline is a matter of law. So, there you have it, 10 of the world's most unbelievable laws. From noisy shoes to naming your baby, these rules show just how strange and fascinating society can be. Which law shocked you the most? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this wild legal tour, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Your support means everything. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.